You're watching good Boulder Fist. You're watching good Boulder Fist. You're watching good Boulder Fist.
Hello guys, welcome to the final episode of Season 4 from me. Seems fitting to start here with the sun rising. Eat some chicken. So, it's been about a year. A little more than a year actually, since Season 4 began. And I entered into this season with nothing but ambition, man. I had so many plans, so many things I wanted to do. And it does feel a little bit soon and I'm a little sad I didn't get to complete all the things I wanted to do. I really like this house. I didn't do a lot this season, you know. I started this house. I wanted to have this really cool sheep farm, which I guess I got that thanks to Zisto. I really had this cool plan of this jungle that I wanted to have the whole thing cleaned out, and I spent a long time doing that, and then I never really did anything with it, and I'm kind of sad I never got around to that. But yeah, that's all down there. We got it all cleaned out. I need to make a shovel while we're here. I don't have a shovel. I lost my shovel somewhere. I had some diamonds over here. Oh, you know what? I came and got all the diamonds for some reason. I don't remember the reason now, but there was a reason I came and got all the diamonds. I need them for something. I think it was for picks or something. I don't remember now. Got all this gold, man. I was saving up gold so that I could heal up. You know, that's for those that haven't been here the whole season. You know, we start out the season with a little twist. We want to do UHC mode, and the plan was to unlock health regeneration by killing the dragon and a wither, and then after that we would have natural regeneration. But a lot of us were enjoying it so much that we decided not to turn it back on immediately. And that stayed that way for a lot of Season 4. And then eventually kind of got to the point where a lot of people weren't playing, and it just didn't feel like there was even a point to it anymore. I didn't have time to play, and I was one of the biggest advocates for it. So, you know, I didn't argue whenever we were talking about, well, should we get rid of it? You know, it's like, well, I don't feel like I'm in a place where I could say we should keep something when I don't have the time to really play that much. I'm sad about this lack of diamonds here. I was going to totally make a shovel. I guess we'll make us an iron shovel. Just take all this iron. Just want to make something else in our journeys here. Like a minecart, for example. You know what? Actually, well, I don't need a minecart to do this. Let's not use a minecart. My horse is down here. Let's go see him. I haven't ridden him in a year, basically. Found him right as the server started, or season started, and rode him out here and parked him, and he's pretty much sat there the whole season. You know, it was kind of a goal of mine to get the forest cleaned out, and I was like, once the forest cleaned out, I'll be able to easily ride him through, you know, because there won't be all these brushes and messing in your way. So yeah, he sat over here on this frozen lake for a year. Kind of feel bad. I don't even know his name. I'm sure I gave him one. Totally forgot whatever it was. Hey, buddy. You're free now. You can run wild. So, to recap this year. Did you see him? He got all happy. Look at him. He's so happy. He's so happy to be free. Alright, buddy. Let's go. You and me. Bros for life. Sorry I left you locked up most of your life. So yeah, the start, you know, soon after this season began, I actually, a lot of things happened. You know, really dove into play MindCrack is one of the things that was really time consuming for me and took a lot of my time away. And it's just one of the reasons why I didn't get to put in as much time as I wanted to this season. There's been a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes, you know, like our YouTube network, the 2-year project, which is now like a 4-year project, to be honest. We just call it the 2-year project, even it's And the status of that actually is interesting because I was editing it myself, and then I don't know how much of this I'm actually allowed to say or should say, to be honest. I don't think it's a matter of allowed, but I don't know how much I should say. By the way, my this is all done by Zisto right through here. But long story short, with the 2-year project, oh god, you touched the water and you completely got retarded, right? Is Broadband TV offered to help me with it, and they have a team of editors, and so I've been working with them. So it's not like I've just like relinquished ownership of this project, but I've had a team helping me instead of me trying to do everything by myself. So that's helped a lot, and we were hoping to have it out in July. It doesn't like it's going to happen though. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. It shouldn't be too terrible. It'll be this year either way. But it's drug on a lot longer, considering it was recorded September 2013. It's almost been a year. Look how clean this jungle floor is. It's beautiful, is it not? So yeah, that was just one of the many things that really took a lot of my time. It's just weird to even talk about all of this, is because 4 years ago, whenever I started doing all this as a hobby, I never thought, like, I don't know, I never thought any of this was going to be a thing. It's just it's weird how it's all come together to be what it is, and how many people it affects, not just like the guys that play on the server. I'm talking about you guys that watch it and stuff like that, and just how much it's changed me as a person, this whole MindCrack thing. 4 years ago when I started doing this, I just kind of needed somebody to talk to. I was helping my uncle a lot, and he was basically in the process of dying of cancer, and I hadn't really had to deal with that since my dad had gone through the same thing, and I was only 12 when that happened, and like I didn't realize how much it was affecting me at the time, but like in hindsight, I wasn't very happy, and being able to talk just about everything in these videos, and I don't know, it just added some joy to my life at the time where I didn't realize I didn't have it, I guess. Like, it's weird, I didn't think I was depressed, but looking back on it, definitely was. I all the time see these threads, or I talk to people in real life at conventions, and they talk about how I've cheered them up or all this, but it's been a two-way street, guys. It really has. And I'm just euphoric that everything has worked out this long, and it's still a thing that keeps bringing you guys back every day. So this is basically my season 4 project right here. This is it. This is my giant well of the season. And I'm known for not really finishing projects, and I think I would have actually finished this one if I had more time, or if I had started sooner. Not that it didn't have several months warning as far as the map reset. Just I've seen some speculation like they probably only talked about it 2 weeks before they did it. No, guys, we things like map resets. It's mini month conversation. And I tried my best to get everyone on to do this with me, but not everyone was able to make time. But I am glad that everyone that was able to get on. I hate that I had started it without bringing people on, so the gems didn't come on with me to do it. Oh, he's got a dick butt. And same with Jay Sano, but Jay Sano was able to come back with me and build my statue. You'll notice that everyone's got something in their hands now, and that's actually, I didn't do that. That's actually Zisto came in and did that for his, what I think is his final episode of the season. And man, that's really cool. I'm glad Zisto did that. It adds a little bit of personality to each statue. And so if you haven't, check out Zisto's video where he did that. Today I've actually spent 10 hours working on this, and I've got it as far as I'm gonna get it. Basically, I can't. There's only so much I could do. I built the statues for the Mindcrackers that weren't able to join me. So Justify, and the B team. And well, just guess Justify is no longer a Mindcracker, but yeah, he's right there. But as for the guests, there's just not time. I wish there was, but there's just not. There's other things there's not time for. Like, if we're looking down here, those are all the redstone lamps. Those were supposed to light up. The idea was you flip a switch down here, and it would light up, you know, all the way down. And as it lit up, it would shoot off fireworks in between each statue on both sides in those water areas. But didn't have time for that, so I just basically spammed redstone torches underneath the lamps here. So we have me, first guy to join the server. Then the gems. So to clear up any confusion, because I constantly read people quoting things I haven't ever said, what this was supposed to be was any existing Mindcracker or anyone that's ever played in UHC. So that's why Justifies here, even though he's no longer on the MindCrack server, he had played in the UHC. Same with Shri. So that's why Mad Cow's not here. He technically is still on the whitelist, but he's not an active Mindcracker, and he's never played in UHC. So if he had, he would be right here where the gyms is at. So yeah, we have the gyms, which, you know, recently we removed the gyms from the sidebar on Reddit because he hadn't put out any content in forever, and that's never been a requirement to be, originally it was never a requirement to be on MindCrack, so we didn't remove him from the whitelist or anything like that. But he's recently started putting out content and stuff again, and if he keeps that up and, you know, wants to be considered a MindCrack YouTuber, then, you know, then I'm sure we'll be fine with that. But we really just need to talk to him and see what he has in mind, I guess, more than anything. Next up is Jay Sano. You know, if you watch all these videos, for as people joined, you'll get all this insight as well as hear it from them. But I'm just gonna kind of go through everyone really quickly. Jay Sano, I asked him to join the server because I enjoyed his videos. He was really bad at the game, and I was too. So I thought we would have fun together. It's really funny to me because I read all the time when people talk about people joining MindCrack, and they'll say stuff like, no, MindCrack's a server of Minecraft experts. It's always been that way, and there's no way that, you know, so-and-so would fit in because he's not a Minecraft expert. None of that's even close to accurate. Like, it's not even close to right. That was not what MindCrack was supposed to be. It was just supposed to be a place where people played the game and had a good time, you know? Originally it was supposed to just be me and my friends. It wasn't, I don't know, it was never supposed to be what it's become. And it's certainly was never supposed to be a place for experts and elitists. But yeah, next up we have Nebris, and he joined through a contest. He's known as a cheater. He's known as a cheater because of a couple things. He cheats mainly. There's always little things that are a little bit cheaty, and he's always the guy that does them. But, you know, I don't know where it started. I think maybe it may have started with him taking all the glowstone, which is probably why Zisto decided to make his sword here out of glowstone. But even like when we went to feed the beast and stuff like that, Nebris was always one step ahead of everyone else. And you just sometimes you kind of got to wonder why the guy is the case. And if you haven't seen this last UHC, I would recommend watching it because the cheatiness is in full force. Next up is Allington, which won the same contest that Jay Sano had won. It was a contest where I had hidden these messages all around my single-player world, which was the first season of MindCrack, and you had to find the questions and then answer them correctly. And there was someone else that had joined at the same time, and it was Karur, but he never played in the UHC, so he's not here. Avidia joined around the same time. Basically, he asked to play on the server or something to that degree. I asked him to play. I don't really remember. And so he played basically by logging in once for the most part. He didn't really make an LP or anything like that. So maybe his statue should be further down if you look at as far as like when he officially joined and started doing an LP. But he was on the, well, it wasn't a whitelist at the time. He was on the server at some point around this time. And then the same is true with Michael. He got on the server around the same time. I don't think he did an LP then either. So I've said a lot, I feel. Next up we have Beef. Beef's another contest winner. I remember watching his first video, and I just really liked his voice, and kind of followed him from there. And then whenever the contest came out, and I saw his submission, it's very pandery, but it got him right in the door. So I guess it works, right? And then there's Shri. Shri actually didn't win the contest. He was in the same contest with Beef, Badge. I feel like there was someone else, but I guess not. Maybe there was, and they're gone now. But with Shri, he didn't win, but I really liked his submission. And I also thought that it would be cool to have some younger people on the server. And at the time, I think he was 12 or 13. So I basically wildcarded him in. And I think he was a great addition, and it kind of set a standard. He was more mature than a lot of us, but it set a standard where, I thought at least, where, you know, it doesn't have to be all adults or anything like that. And then in contrast, we have Bash, the oldest man. No, he's not the oldest. Paul Silver's got him beat. Zista's got him here with a piece of wheat in his hand, because he'll forever be known as the guy that grew wheat in a UHC and sat and watched it grow. So it didn't move because he was going to starve to death. Poor guy, season 3 UHC, he'll never get to live it down. That was literally years ago, over 2 years ago that happened. Then next up we have Packrat, who won a competition. Oh god, I'll never get out of here with my horse. Oh, get, ooh. Okay. Packrat won a competition to build the arena, and he actually did a really weird arena, to be honest, but it was still good. So he joined that way. It was funny because before we did the contest for Packrat, Arcus, and Justify here, we had said we want to get some more people on the server that record and make video. Hopefully we get that from these people, and one of the requirements for it was to submit a video showing off your arena. Funny thing was, none of these people made videos. They joined the server, and we were really hoping for some content creators, and we got 0. But the funny thing is, now they're all excellent at it. Well, these two guys, I don't really know, but I'm sure Justify would be if he was still around. Crap, I forgot part of his eye. He's missing. Oh, God. So, yeah, I built his statue today, which, yeah, like I said, I've missed part of their eye here. But, yeah, just basically the story is the same with all 3 of these guys. They all won the arena contest, and that's how they got on. And, yeah, they all had excellent building skills. So, you know, one thing I look back on, like Arcus and the last season, and like compare him to like the gyms, for example. Arcus didn't put out content, but that didn't mean he wasn't a MindCracker and he didn't fit in on the server, even though he didn't put out content. If we were the same then as we are now, he probably wouldn't have been on like the sidebar on Reddit, because we don't want to advertise a channel that doesn't have anything on it, that type of thing. But that's the only reason, not because we don't like the person. It just is confusing to someone that's coming to it and saying, well, I don't see anything here, what, you know, that type of thing. But now look at Arcus. I mean, he's great, right? He was always great. He made YouTube. I mean, he just didn't make YouTube videos, but he was always a great builder and stuff. But now he's added the YouTube to it too, and his commentary is great. Everything's great, right? So it's really awesome that, I don't know, I don't know if you would say the same, but it feels like his life has changed because of MindCrack, and that's how I feel too. Over the last 4 years. So I don't know, it's exciting for me, I guess. And then next up here is B00. He actually joined. Him and I had played together quite a bit before he joined. He had messaged me whenever his channel was brand new, and he'd actually donated to me $20 and messaged me and asked me to do Legendary with him. And I didn't know anything about CTM maps or anything like that. And I looked at his channel. His first video was terrible. Everyone's is though, right? And I was just like, nah. I didn't say, I was just like, I don't have time for it. And then he put out this building a computer video, and that's where his real personality shone, and it was just really funny. And so I was like, yeah, sure, I'll give this Legendary thing a shot. And I'm glad I did. It was really good. It was a lot of fun. Alright, moving on here. Next up, we got Pause on Pause. And Pause on Pause is similar to Jay Sano in that I had made this CTM map. This is, after I'd done Legendary and everything. I'd done this 404 challenge, which wasn't a CTM map. It was whenever they'd first added the ability, I think they had just first added the ability to input your own seeds into Minecraft. I feel like that was added to the client at this time. Maybe not. Maybe it always had been there. But either way, there was an update to terrain generation or something in a version of Minecraft. And if you put in the seed 404, you would spawn right beside this gravel pit that would drop you almost down to bedrock in this crazy cave system. And it was called the 404 Challenge. You were only allowed to be on the surface until the first night, then you broke the gravel and you went down and you never came back up. And that was actually a big part of my channel back at this time. This was 3 years ago or so. And it was, the way I formatted it, I would do these hour-long episodes. Are you going to attack me? Oh, you son of a bitch. We're going to fight. Yeah, every episode was completely unedited, an hour straight. You couldn't use torches, so you had to put these lava walls everywhere to light up the cave. But I completed it. It's actually a pretty fun watch if you have the time. I think it's about 13 or 14 episodes, maybe more. And I would only do one a week. And it got to the point where I was actually afraid to log in out of fear of death, because you only got one life, too. If you died, it was over. But I don't know anyone else that took it as far as I did. But anyways, tangent over here. After that, I created a CTM map based on that. And Pause played it one night on a stream. And I knew of Pause because we had done Race for Wool and stuff before. But I never really watched a lot of his content. And I sat and watched him stream. And I remember I messaged Ko, and Ko jumped in there with me, in fact. And Pause had a little fangirl moment, in fact. I remember me and Ko jumped in. It was pretty funny. But he was so bad at it, I asked him if he wanted to join us, and he did. And so here he is. Doc and Etho, through a similar strain of the Race for Wool, that's kind of where we met them. You know, we had done the Race for Wool setup, and he was on a team with a guy named Joker HD, Joker X Joke, I don't remember, Joker something, and someone else. I don't even remember who their team was. Crap. Anyways, and we had talked a little bit after that, and I don't know, the story between Doc and Etho kind of differs. So I don't know which is true, and I don't remember that far back either. So at some point, they got on the server. That's the long story short. And it all started with Race for Wool. When it comes to MC Gamer, he's one of the few people that just flat out asked me, and I was like, I don't really care. Let me ask everyone. And everyone was like, okay, sure. It was about the same time Joe Hills had asked to join too, and it kind of came down to between the two of them, and MC Gamer was the guy that won. How different would it be if Joe was standing there right now? Next up is Kurt. Now, I found out about Kurt through Ko, actually. Ko had mentioned Farlands of Bust, and I started watching it. I don't remember why Kurt had mentioned it, maybe just giving it a shout out or something like that. And that's when I first started watching Farlands or Bust. And I'm sure when we did Kurt's episode, we talked about how exactly it transpired from there to him joining the server. But I think I just flat out asked Kurt at some point or other if he wanted to play with us. I think he was pretty hesitant because he didn't really do a lot of survival. But I'm really glad he joined, and I'm glad I got to know Kurt as a person because he's one of my favorite people. Really like Kurt. Next up is Zisto, who has gotten really tall over here. Holy crap, my guy. My pal, my friend. So I guess Zisto, while he was giving everyone things to hold in their hands, rebuilt his statue to be even taller. I had messed up and made these guys two blocks too tall, and I guess that made Zisto feel inadequate. So he has made himself even bigger. And Zisto's another guy that kind of asked to join, and I'm glad he did. You know, Zisto's the kind of person that I did not really know if we were friends until I met him, I guess. Like, I thought we got along, and I thought things like that, but once I got to meet him in real life, I feel like, I don't know, I feel like I got to know him way better. I don't know. He's a really cool guy, and I'm glad that he's on the server. He definitely brings a flavor that no one else brings. It's called Henri, I believe. And then there's Anders with his giant-ass belt buckle. Anders came from beef, and that's who we have to blame. I think Anders thinks I hate him, actually. Like, if you hear him talk, even in the statue building, he's always worried. Like, he killed my villager Noah early on, and he got tons of hate from the viewers. We had tried to do this Trouble in Terrorist Town series like 3 years ago with this guy from Sweden named Tabes, and I didn't end up uploading it because I didn't think it was that good of a content and stuff. I think these little things has made Anders over time think I just hate him. Like, he doesn't legitimately think that, but He might. I don't hate you, Anders. Then there's Pyro. I think Pyro's got a blankie. I think that's what he's holding. I think he's holding a blankie, which would make sense. Pyro is a very unique person. He got on the server by B00. B00 recommended him, and I remember going to his channel and watching his videos, and I was like, "This is a hyper squirrel." That's all I saw, and I was like, "Well, if you like him, sure." I mean, the way people get on the server is always different, right? And if somebody has a recommendation, you know, we all hear it out. So B00 recommended Pyro, and here he is. I was a little bit hesitant on him because it didn't seem like he was just dabbling in Minecraft. He had mostly a Call of Duty channel prior to that, like he was trying to make a transition. But and even after he joined, I was kind of like, I don't know if we've kind of messed up on this one. But now, there's no question. The guy fits in. He is one of us. I can't imagine MindCrack without him now. So it's, yeah. It's weird how these things work out. And then next up is Milby with his Mill Beats in his ear. And Milby was a recommendation by Pause. And that was the other one I was a little bit skeptical on. I looked at his YouTube channel. Didn't seem a lot of activity there. See a lot of activity, not seem. You know, he mostly streamed with Pause and stuff at that time, and I just wasn't sure. I didn't really dive into his content though, and that's what I should have done. But after he joined, I started watching his stuff and realized the sense of humor that guy's got. And you know, again, it's another one of those. Can't imagine the server without him. I can't imagine a lot of the content I do without Milby being there. Just his style of humor. I love playing with the guy, so I'm glad that he's here with us. Next up here is Generic B, and he's a little bit of a different one too, because he had early on asked me to join the server. Well, he didn't ask me. He asked a lot of other people to ask me, and that kind of put me off to the guy. But got to meet him at PlayOnCon and got to know him a little bit better. And at that point, he'd started Hermitcraft and stuff like that. So I was a little bit worried, you know, about what would happen with Hermitcraft and all that. But I think in the end, everything's kind of worked out. And you know, I'm glad that he's here with us on MindCrack. Then there's BTC. I met BTC at PlayOnCon as well. The same one where I met Generic B and Aurelian, actually. And someone else, I feel like. Oh, that's the first time I met Pause in person. That's what it was, yeah. BTC had never heard of MindCrack when I met him. And that's about it. Then there's Paul Soares Jr., who has peed himself. I met Paul at the very first MindCon, and we talked a little bit there. And then every subsequent one that he was at, you know, hung out with him. Every PAX I've seen him at, just about, all the ones he's attended. I see him all over the world. He's the most busy guy I know. He's got like 42 children. It's not really that many. But I don't know how he does it. I have a hard time making sure that I give my daughter the adequate amount of time. At least I feel like it. I mean, any time I'm not recording, I'm trying to spend time with her, so, but it doesn't feel like it's enough. But I think he does a good job. I mean, you can tell because you don't see him in the UHC, but he's definitely out spending time with his family. And maybe I should do more of that even. I don't know. Then we have Vex here, and I met Vex because of B00, basically, because, you know, Legendary. I approached Vex about creating Race for Wool, and that's how we really got to know each other better, because we worked together on that project. And we just kind of kept in touch after that. We would talk here and there, and it was kind of funny because early on, Vex didn't have a YouTube channel. And I remember we were in a call. It was me, him, and B00, and I kept telling him, dude, you need to create a YouTube channel. If nothing else, just put up some map videos and stuff like that. And then last season, while we were in the middle of FTB, he asked about joining the Feed the Beast server. And I was like, well, you can. I have to talk to the guys and everything, but our vanilla server is about to reset. So keep that in mind. And after talking to the guys, and I think the server had already reset at this point, you you know, he ended up joining us, and he never went to the Feed the Beast, the Crackback type stuff. And the Feed the Beast was at a point where it was getting really laggy and dying anyway. So, and I guess he's just never jumped on the Crackback to join in there. Next up is Seth, and I met Seth at the first Minecon as well. These conventions, man, a lot of our roster here has come from one convention or another. But Seth and I really weren't friends at first. And it's a little bit unfortunate because him and I get along really well. So it's a little bit unfortunate that we weren't, or you know, instantly friends and have got to spend the last couple years being friends. But you know, I guess things work out for a reason. And after a certain period of time, Seth started doing the Race for Wool stuff, and he messaged me when he was doing the Race for Wool tournaments on the Reddit. And he messaged me there, and we talked a little bit then. But not a lot, you know, we didn't become friends that way or anything. And then he came to PlayOnCon last year. And PlayOnCon's one of those places that you get to hang out with everyone. I don't know, I guess Wes talked him into coming. I don't know how Seth ended up there, because Mark came too, Mark Watson from Mojang. And, yeah, me and Seth just hung out, and I got to meet Drunk Seth. And I think that's the person that I really became friends with. There was just this moment, you know, he just finished making not Plants vs Zombies, damn it, was it Blocks vs Zombies? Is that what it was called? The zombie game where it's like the tower defense zombie game. I think it's Blocks vs Zombies. I think. And we were basically beta testing it there at PlayOnCon, and he had a few of my Long Island iced teas. And he jumped up out of his chair at one point and said something. I don't even remember what it was. But he was so animated that I was just like, I really like this guy. And that was like the moment where I just realized how much I like this guy. Though, I went out the same night. I went outside and got us all food and came back in. I gave him a sandwich. And he was eating his sandwich and he put it down on the table. Like, not on the plate, like on the table. And then he took it off the table and ate some more of it. And that was almost it. Like, our friendship almost dissolved at that moment. I even told him, I was like, well, that's really gross, Seth. You should probably not do that. You're going to die. And then he, like, put it back on the table on purpose. Then, like, slowly ate it in my face. In his defense, he had been drinking. But, yeah. After that, we got to know each other even more at VidCon, actually, last year. And I think that's what solidified the deal, was VidCon, because we had some similar goals we wanted to achieve at VidCon, and we just really got to talk a lot about the industry and stuff. And him and I are very similar when it comes to discussing things. And we're also the type of people that can have a disagreement in a level-headed fashion, and I really like people like that. I hate people that after like 5 minutes of discussing something where you have differing views, one person starts getting loud or starts getting angry and getting irate or screaming, stuff like that. I like, you know, like, for me and my wife, I don't think we've ever yelled at each other in the 15 years. I shut down. When people start yelling, I just shut down. I think it was because my mom's ex-husband was abusive and a drunk, and, you know, all those things from my childhood. It just, I don't work well in situations where someone isn't level-headed and able to discuss something common rationally. So it's really good with Seth because him and I can have disagreements and it never gets out of hand, I guess. And it always ends up with a common ground too. Even if neither one of us is right or neither one of our solutions is selected, we find a middle ground or something. So anyways, enough about Seth. You'd think I was dating the guy or something. Next up is Aurelian, which I met at the very first PlayOnCon again, along with Ginny and BTC and technically Pause, even though I already knew Pause. I remember talking to her there at the very first PlayOnCon about, you know, interest in MindCrack and stuff like that, and she actually did know what MindCrack was. And some of you guys will remember that have been around for forever. We did, I really don't like how her hood makes her look hunchbacked. But we did me, Jenny, and her did like a little live stream afterwards and stuff, and we were basically trying to let the Mindcrackers and other people kind of get an idea of the kind of content she created. But at the time, she didn't really have much stuff on her channel, and there wasn't really much to look at as far as, you know, videos and stuff. She was really new to Minecraft, so it probably was the right choice by the guys to end up I don't remember who, and there's no reason to, even if I could remember who voted no, it wouldn't be worth mentioning. But you know, long story short, it probably was a good choice at the time, but she definitely fits in with us now, and I'm glad that she's part of the server. And last year we have Sevidus, and a lot of people are confused about where the hell he came from. Because you think of guys like Ko, which technically Ko statue should be right there, but I'm out of time, guys. I'm out of time. But you know, you think about guys like Ko or Rob or even Chad, you know, or even, you know, someone else like, I don't know, Just Vaughn, or, you know, people you guys have come to know, and maybe just for whatever reason you didn't realize how much time we spend with Sevidus, because we, you know, he's more of a streamer, not necessarily a YouTube content creator, so he hasn't done a lot of co-ops with us and stuff, you know. We're gonna dismount her and get a good view. That's why I left this here. But the thing is, he's been friends with lots of us for a long period of time, and his personality fits in really well with a lot of us, and so we just want him to play games with us, you know. And he streams Minecraft 5 days a week, 8 hours a day, so he just fits in with the group, and that's why he's now part of the server. And Ko's not there. There's not a statue for Ko, but we'll talk about Ko anyways, because he's our most recent member. And Ko and I met because of a live stream forever ago, and Ko was supposed to stream too, and he ended up dropping out of the live stream because of some drama, and I messaged him to find out why, and that's how I met Ko and Avidi and Michael and a bunch of other people, and that was forever ago. And Ko I actually asked Ko to join MindCrack forever ago, and he didn't want to do it. You know, he was doing Ko's Quest and stuff at the time, and you know, I don't blame him or anything. But sometime after that, he ended up, you know, stopped doing YouTube and everything. And then when he came back around and started doing stuff again, I remember we kind of had a little talk internally about, you know, maybe we should add Ko to our group. And I was like, let's give him a little bit of time to get back in the swing of things and everything. Let's not put too much pressure on the guy. And you know, the longer he's, you know, doing the stream a day type stuff, and then he started doing the Gary's Mod stuff with us and everything. And I just kind of talked to him some, and he was like, "Yeah, I'm definitely interested, man." And I'm really excited that Ko has joined us. I feel like, I don't know, like looking back over the last 4 years, a lot of things have kind of come around full circle, and I'm really happy with the group of guys that we've amassed here, and just how good of friends all of us are. And just how well this whole thing has managed to mesh together in a way that really shouldn't work. It just shouldn't work. Like, it shouldn't work. But it does. And it's a special thing. And I hope it continues on for as long as anyone's interested in watching, at the very least. I'm sure, you know, anything and everything comes to an end eventually, guys. So there will be a time when, you know, Minecraft isn't something that people are really interested in. But even before that, maybe MindCrack will go away. There's no way to know. There's no way to know what the future really holds for any of us, you know. I mean, any of us could die tomorrow. I could die tomorrow. How would that affect MindCrack? Hopefully it would keep going, you know. I mean, a lot's changed, you know. It started off as just me playing Minecraft by myself. I thought MindCrack was a cool name. Now it's, you know, technically it's a corporation. That's weird. Technically it's a registered trademark. That's weird. But I hope that no matter what, we never change. And what I mean by that is, yeah, you know, I've registered our business as a trade, you know, I have a trademark, and that does protect us in some way. But I hope it never becomes this corporate thing that is all about money, and decisions are being made based on money and stuff like that. I always want this to be a hobby that, you know, if people can make a living off of, great. But if anyone ever gets to the point where all they care about is you know, let's see how we can spin this to make more money. You know, one of the things that comes to mind is this recent Yogg's Discover thing. And I'm all for capitalism. I'm all for it. I'm really picky. And you know, that's just me too, you know. I mean, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe the right way is to just make as much money and all this stuff. I don't know how I got to talk about money here, but I don't know. I guess because I was talking about how it's a business now, and the moment you hear the word business, you think, well, it's all about the money now. But I guess my point is I hope that's never the case. I hope we can always stay real with you guys, at least me. If you ever feel like I've changed, I'm sad. If I ever feel like I've changed to the point where I'm no longer being genuine with you guys, I don't want to do this anymore. And there have been occasions where I felt like I couldn't be genuine because of possible drama and stuff. And those are always really hard. There's been times where I haven't made video because I didn't feel like I could talk. And for me, MindCrack was always about just talking, you know. And sometimes there's going to be serious talks. Sometimes there's going to be entertaining talks. Sometimes it's going to be really boring talks, and those really suck. But if you notice, like, suddenly there's no MindCrack episodes for me, there might be a reason for that. Because that's definitely happened before. Where it's like I can't really make an episode right now because if I do, I'm gonna say the wrong thing. Because I feel the need to be honest with my viewers in a way that is probably I probably take it too far. But yeah, that's just me, I guess, and that's why I started all of this. And like I started this video talking, it helped me. You know, there was a time where this whole YouTube thing was actually therapy, probably, which is just weird sounding, but it's true. But my life's changed a lot since then, you know. I was reliving the death of my father basically through my uncle, and that was awkward. And you know, now everything is, you know, I'm in such a happier place now, you know, with, you know, my daughter and just everything. And you probably can even see that on my channel. Like, you know, I did a lot of talky episodes back then. I would do a video a day, and I would just kind of pour my heart out. A lot of times, and I don't really do that as much anymore. And sometimes people even message me, you know, where are the stories and the talky episodes? And I guess I don't need that as much. So I'm doing more let's be really funny episodes, you know, like Gary's mod and stuff like that, because I'm in a very happy spot, I guess. So yeah, I guess I'm gonna end this now. I don't know if this was even a good video or not. This was a different video. This was a very, very talky episode. And I'm gonna miss this season. I kind of wish we had kept another 10 years. I know that's too long, but I do feel like we could have done more with it. But I do know the game has changed quite a bit in the last year since we started this season. And then there's some people that, unlike me, you know, aren't inspired to do anything else on this world. And, you know, having the fresh terrain and a new world and no items and stuff will really inspire them. So, it's going to be good no matter what. And I'm really excited. And I hope you guys are too. And I hope that you'll be joining me as well as the rest of the Mindcrackers in the next season. And hopefully we can build some more stuff that's as epic as the stuff we've built here. And maybe even better. But anyways, that's it for today, guys. And this is me signing out of Season 4. I'll see you guys in Season 5. So in the last episode, we killed the Wither. And before the Wither, we had our monthly meeting. And we did a vote because, you know, originally, the whole idea of the UHC mode, it was originally going to be... well, my original idea was let's try the game with UHC mode on, and it was like that was it. And people were a little bit reluctant on that one. I mean, we're just talking about the other Mindcrackers, not the viewers. And then after that, and people were a little reluctant, I was like, well, how can I change that and it still be fun and not become annoying? And that's when I realized we should make it goal oriented. Meaning that it would be cool to, you know, have something that turns it off, so to speak. And that's where the whole idea of Kill the Wither and the Dragon came from. trying to make it more goal-oriented. I'm having a hard time saying oriented. Just stop. Just stop. Just stop. Anyways, once we started doing it, everyone loved it. For the most part, all the people playing on the server loved it, and tons of viewers were just like, "Oh my god, it's such a great idea!" Which is funny because originally when I suggested it, the viewers were like, "That's a terrible idea." I mean, it's not the first time that I've seen this happen either, but I just thought it was a little funny. So, as you guys know, we did our thing. You guys loved it, and when we voted on deciding whether or not we should keep it going or to remove it, the majority voted to keep it. Now, that all said, I actually did not vote to keep it, even though it originated with me, and